People often ask me, can I get a VA loan if I have open collections on credit? And that's a very good question. And the answer, like a lot of things with VA home loans, is it depends. You might be wondering, well, gee, that's a kind of vague answer. And that's true because VA home loan is very, very flexible purposely because they want lenders to have their own guidance. So they give lenders a lot of latitude to use their own judgments. The VA guideline, the main one that you need to know if you have collections on credit is you can't have any rental late payments or mortgage late payments. And so on the rent, it's a 2-year waiting period on rent with no late payments or no evictions. On the mortgage, or if you're a homeowner and you're buying a new home, then it'd be 1-year waiting period with no late payments. And that can be lowered with extenuating circumstances. So extenuating circumstances, job loss, medical issues that are outside of your control, or inability to sell your residence. So those would be considered extenuating circumstance. And sometimes you can get those rules waived where, maybe you lost your job and you weren't able to pay your rent or mortgage for a certain period, then those rules could potentially apply. Now, for other types of collections, there's no official guidance. They basically say use your best judgment, which means there's a lot of what's called lender overlays, which is a lender rule over and above what the VA requires. So if someone tells you, oh, the VA said this, and it's not related to the rent or mortgage payment, then you can safely assume that's a lender overlay. Now, a lot of loan officers don't realize that, and they'll say it's a VA rule just because they don't know any better, but it's a lender overlay, which means you could probably shop around and possibly find a lender that could do it. And because I am a full service mortgage broker licensed in many states, I have access to over 100 lenders, and we've got lenders for all kinds of different situations. And a lot of the time it comes down to underwriter interpretation. And so one of the things they do look at is the collection date. And believe it or not, there's no standardization of that either, because oftentimes in a collection situation, you might have, for example, somebody I worked with, they had a cell phone bill, for example, and the cell phone went into collection 3 years ago. They broke the contract and it got sold multiple times. And then it went to another collection agency and something else happened. And so